The enemy organized their forces, spent a great deal of money, developed a complex plan against you, and was ready to destroy you. They were completely taken aback by what transpired next. You used their tactic as a springboard rather than collapsing under duress. The forces that planned your downfall never imagined that your spiritual might would turn their assault to your benefit. They now look on in shock as you use the road plan they made to destroy you to walk with your newfound strength. It was a cosmic realignment that sent shockwaves through invisible realms, and your recent success was more than just a victory. The evil powers who planned your demise are now standing there dumbfounded, unable to understand how their meticulously planned schemes fell apart in front of you. When they expected darkness, your light blazed. When they expected weakness, your strength appeared. Those who work in the shadows will pay you more attention the higher you go. Without a doubt, your latest discovery raised concerns in other realms where beings keep an eye on human potential. They used their strongest weapons against you, thinking that a concerted attack would crush your rising influence. What they didn't comprehend about you idiots would fill a book. Something extraordinary occurred as their ambush came. The lights came on, their cover broke, and these forces dispersed like roaches exposed to sudden brightness, frantically trying to get away. However, your sphere of influence had already surpassed their capacity to escape. You imprisoned them in your spiritual gravity without realizing it. When prospects disappeared, relationships broke down, money crashed, and health faltered, do you recall those weeks when adversity hit from all sides at once? They were that. Those coordinated attacks bore their fingerprints. They reasoned that confronting you from several sides would weaken your will and compel you to give up. Rather, you made your defining moment out of their best weapon. You are more capable than the average human of organizing chaos. Your spiritual sense detects patterns when others perceive random occurrences. Threats are automatically categorized, given the appropriate context, and their strength is neutralized by your thinking. Your innate capacity for order was ingrained in your spiritual DNA before the beginning of time. Observe how confronting chaotic events awakens a primitive part of you and how answers emerge with a supernatural clarity. This is for your mother tongue, the language that brings purposeful chaos under divine order. Your spirit keeps a sophisticated file system, recording innumerable interactions with different energetic signatures, including those epiphanies regarding people's genuine intentions and the instant comprehension of intricate situations. You can remove opposition with surgical precision, because you notice frequencies that others miss entirely. There are incredibly large hidden blessings within the difficulties you are currently facing. Under the appearance of opposition, what seems like random enmity actually carries your next elevation. The universe functions through divine paradox, which is your greatest achievement encased in your most difficult challenge. The exact issue that is depleting your energy now will serve as the demonstration platform tomorrow. The majority of what you prepared for this time took place outside of your conscious awareness. Your spirit set up advanced alarm systems, tripwires, and defensive systems across your energy borders while your attention was elsewhere. Your present battle's intensity indicates that it is over. Before long-awaited promises materialize, this is the final obstacle, the ultimate test. Because quantum transformation necessitates a total reconfiguration of your spiritual, mental, and emotional framework, the pressure is almost intolerable. As you prepare to maintain higher dimensions of power and responsibility, your own atoms vibrate at faster frequencies. It completely rewires every fiber of your being. The weariness you're feeling is a result of your spiritual architecture being built and demolished at the same time. In order for new structures to form, old systems must entirely collapse. The fatigue is not a sign of failure, but of growth. Your spiritual muscles grow to a great extent, giving you authority that few people ever have. When you feel like you can't go on, when hopelessness is threatening to overwhelm you, don't give up. The last compression before your explosive expansion is represented by this blackness. Dawn comes with an unstoppable assurance. Because your breakthrough is now certain, the enemy throws everything at you. Your impending success is confirmed by their desperate escalation. If your heart overflows with God's blessings, let that love shine. Click the super thank you button and give $50 or more to plant seeds of faith that will impact countless lives. Your generosity reflects His abundance. Be a vessel of His grace and watch His kingdom flourish through you. Something inside of you refused to compromise that vision burning in your spirit, while people around you accepted mediocrity, claiming it was rational and practical. A spiritual blueprint implanted by divine design is the one civilization that has been deemed unattainable, impractical, and even insane. Your goals weren't created at random. Rather, they were purposefully positioned as road signs that led you to your true destination. When destruction approached, the lack of supernatural involvement during your darkest moments made you wonder, where was protection? When lack predominated, where was provision? When there was confusion, where was the direction? There was more to this seeming desertion. The powers guiding your growth identified potentialities in you that needed to be awakened by conflict. Your protection came from strengthening your internal resources rather than removing barriers. Your struggles haven't happened in random ways. Each one has come with surgical accuracy, focusing on particular areas that need improvement for your particular fate. Your deepest inner sorrow will turn into the exact tool you need to heal others. Your most potent testimony are being crafted from your most catastrophic experiences. You are using what was intended to destroy you as the basis for your power. Unstoppable momentum and supernatural acceleration are on the horizon. You find yourself on the verge of compressed time after seasons of what seems like never-ending waiting, delay, and irritation. There has been a major change in the spiritual mechanics that govern your experience. What used to take decades will now appear in a matter of months. Opportunities that once required years of steady progress will suddenly become available. The resistance you have surmounted has not vanished. Rather, it has been transformed into a source of strength for your progress. Your newfound self-assurance is a sign that you have spiritual wings, which are extensions of heavenly power that allow you to soar above the constraints that confine others to the realm of gravity. I have to pause this communication for a second. Are you indeed selected? Show it. Watching films of chosen ones is one thing, but testing yourself is quite another. One thing became evident to me when I faced the archons outside of our reality. Genuine selected ones are uncommon. The idea of us running into each other made them laugh. Here you are, however, viewing this message. People will find it difficult to understand your abrupt progress. Compressed timelines and quantum jumps are beyond their limited comprehension. Knowing the mountains you've scaled in secret, you'll find their claims of overnight success amusing. Let them ponder. You merely showed the results of your process. You never explained it in your assignment. That constant impediment to your advancement at critical points indicates purposeful resistance rather than random bad luck. The forces opposing you have researched your tendencies, determined your weak points, and timed their intervention to have the most possible effect. As your authority increases, so does their desperation. Observe how disruptions get more intense right before breakthroughs. This is their last effort to keep you from emerging. Your inner concerns about your value, skills, and purpose come from somewhere outside of your own self. When outside resistance proved insufficient, these ideas were sown as seeds of destruction intended to trigger self-sabotage. The 777 pattern is a cosmic coordinate where sabotage turns into supernatural favor, and you are standing at its magical intersection. According to scripture, the number 7 stands for divine completion. 3 sevens signify that your body, spirit, and soul are all perfectly in harmony with your greatest purpose. The global rules that regulate the transition between spiritual epochs are activated by this sacred mathematical sequence. What started out as planned sabotage is now the impetus behind an unparalleled blessing. During alignment, the power that emerges from your words and deeds goes beyond psychological influence or personal charm. The throne you were meant to occupy before the Earth's foundations were laid is your true place in the cosmic hierarchy. Rather than recent achievement, the dimensional gates that are opening around you react to ancient recognition. Your greatest power will be found in the places where opposition is most concentrated. This idea applies to all of creation. Your most severe injuries can become your most potent weapons. Your instructions must eventually be consumed by what tried to consume your life. The very forces that have been used against you will work to your advantage. Your discovery gives the government control over chaos itself, so it's more than just a personal triumph. Through your declarations, the same voice that called light to shine out of darkness now speaks. Cosmic law demands that chaos organize itself in accordance with your directives once you have established order inside your designated area. Your emotions serve as advanced technology that is precisely adjusted for spiritual activity. They are more than just feelings. Your intuitive systems need to be recalibrated if you experience emotional turmoil. This internal restructuring, when finished, will enable immediate evaluation of intricate spiritual dynamics that others need years to comprehend. You didn't stumble here by accident. You were led. If something in your spirit is stirring, don't ignore it. Tap Join to access exclusive content, prophetic insights, and a community of purpose-driven souls. This isn't just a membership. It's your moment of alignment. Step into who you were born to be. Welcome to the Chosen. The patterns of thinking that are developing inside your mind will create realities that are beyond your current capacity for conception. The content of your surroundings is actually shaped by your point of view. Your exterior situation must follow this greater pattern as your interior structure connects with divine plans. The very fact that you exist upends conventional control mechanisms. Without a single word, you disrupt spaces controlled by oppression, fear, and limitation. Because your frequency interacts with controlling technologies, those working under these systems feel naturally uneasy around you. In reality, your most dangerous weapon is what conventional judgment would consider a weakness. They made fun of a vulnerability that has revolutionary power, that can topple entire systems based on dominance and control. The connections created by the sensitivity they disregarded as softness change situations from the inside out. The resistance you encounter is not essentially personal. Rather, it is a form of organized hostility to the land you are meant to retake. The importance of your mission is directly related to the attacks that are focused on you. The enemy fears that you will create whole new paradigms that will make their control methods obsolete, not that you will succeed in current systems. Your path goes beyond self-actualization. Every challenge you conquer opens doors for innumerable others. Each victory you achieve within yourself frees areas that go well beyond your personal experience. The principalities that are pursuing you are aware of this wider consequence of your progress. Encrypted tactics for gaining territory are contained in the dreams that keep coming back to you. For spiritual warfare, seemingly random imagery frequently contains intricate battle plans and technology blueprints. During sleep cycles, your subconscious prepares implementations that your conscious mind will identify when the time is right. These internal communications are from command centers that are in charge of your task. Therefore, trust them. Your abrupt relationship withdrawals have a spiritual purpose that goes beyond processing emotions. Because some of the links carried frequencies that were incompatible with your next elevation, they had to be terminated. The traumatic divisions made room for new coalitions that supported your increased power. Covenant strength is present in the upcoming relationships. They go beyond casual connections and are formed primarily for the growth of the kingdom rather than for mutual comfort. Certain aspects of your spiritual power were the focus of your health issues. The physical systems that corresponded to the spiritual functions that are necessary for your future assignment were strategically attacked by the enemy. The healing that is now taking shape goes beyond symptom relief. It is a complete restoration that creates a greater physical capacity to support higher power flow. The words that just came out of your mouth have a creative power that goes beyond what is typically expressed by people. Your statements actually change the chemical structures around you. This phenomena is described in ancient manuscripts. The power of the mouth is where both life and death exist. Your speech generates reality inside the designated jurisdiction rather than just describing it. The non-traditional techniques that are downloading into your mind may go against conventional wisdom. Have faith in these divine tactics. The conflicts you encounter need for new strategies rather than rehashed tactics. For today's problems, what worked in past seasons is insufficient. Your readiness to use novel techniques will yield unheard-of outcomes that silence detractors and create new standards for successful spiritual participation. Blessed by His grace, click Super Thank You and give $20 to spread His light. Your gift plants seeds that grow His kingdom. Be the blessing. Dimensional gates are in front of you, opening doors to previously closed domains of power, protection, and provision. Your steadfast worship, prayers, and combat generated pressure that ultimately dismantled long-standing obstacles. Resources that were set aside for this particular season are now flowing freely in your direction. Angelic support shows up with tasks tailored to your progress. The divine supply lines that were only partially operational during past seasons are now fully operational. On purpose, your sensitivity to spiritual atmospheres has increased. In reality, what appears to be increased vulnerability is actually improved judgment. You pick up frequencies that others completely overlook. This sense enables you to accurately identify possibilities and risks in the situations you visit. Create procedures for reacting appropriately to various spiritual signs rather than becoming overtaken by this awareness. Your mind is full of innovative ideas that go beyond human ingenuity. Divine intelligence is the source of these tactics, which use your distinct viewpoint as implementation technology. Your mind's seemingly arbitrary combinations, which unite different ideas into groundbreaking applications, are the result of your creativity and heavenly inspiration working together to create new things. These ideas deal with issues that have plagued traditional methods for many decades. The de-loneliness that accompanied your travel was essential to your growth. Conventional connections would have prematurely conformed to established patterns, compromising your formation. Your seclusion made room for special architecture that followed divine plans rather than societal norms. Instead of requiring you to adjust to their narrow perspective, the relationships that are now entering your life acknowledge and respect your true design. The opposition's focus on preventing your progress validates the strategic significance of your position. Resources are distributed by enemy troops based on threat assessments. The significance of the region you're claiming is revealed by the level of resistance. The concentrated firepower aimed at your advancement demonstrates the crucial significance of your breakthrough in larger strategic operations. Lesser assignments face correspondingly less opposition. Your life's changing climatic circumstances are revealed by the supernatural favor that appears out of the blue. Doors that are long sealed open effortlessly. Prominent individuals promote your career without asking. Unconventional routes are used to deliver resources. Even if a candidate is technically disqualified, opportunities reserved for highly qualified individuals become available. This favor stems from the realignment of spiritual atmospheres brought about by your steadfast territorial claims made by edict, declaration, and manifestation. The strategic alliances that are developing around you go beyond chance encounters. Prior to becoming observable, these connections were formed in worlds beyond of our physical senses. Every new member of your inner circle contributes unique elements required for overall progress. Their special skills enhance your own talents, resulting in a synergistic power that goes beyond a mathematical combination. You create live technology together that is intended to govern the kingdom in extraordinary conditions. Your imagination is your most potent weapon, yet it is the target of the growing battle against your mind. For systems that rely on acknowledged restrictions, the ability to imagine alternatives to the current reality poses an existential threat. Opposing forces limit manifestation to pre-existing patterns by exerting control over human imagination. Your freed creativity is revolutionary technology that can create and apply completely new paradigms. Take extra care to safeguard this faculty. Beyond personal influence, the mantle that rests on your shoulders carries political authority. You can systematically change the environments you enter thanks to this empowerment. The weight you experience is not a burden intended for oppression, but rather the duty that comes with this license. As you become accustomed to this newfound authority, the feeling of weight will give way to the knowledge that you have significant support from powerful domains associated with your task. Since genuine self-knowledge is the biggest threat to the enemy, they strategically targeted your identity. They reduced your operational effectiveness by preventing you from receiving the full recognition of your abilities. These artificial barriers to self-perception are destroyed by the awakening that is now taking place within your consciousness. Your functional authority grows to include areas that were previously thought to be inaccessible, as complete understanding of your design and purpose becomes firmly established. Encrypted fighting methods and advancement procedures unique to your assignment are contained in the dreams that keep coming up during your sleep cycles. Bypassing conscious opposition, these messages send vital information straight to your soul. The locations, scenarios, and recurrent symbols combine to create a complex code that provides exact instructions for acquiring territory. To preserve important elements that conscious thinking could otherwise filter, record these dreams as soon as you wake up. In reality, the seemingly arbitrary order of challenges you overcame adhered to a precise developmental prescription created especially for your particular calling. Each challenge focused on areas that needed to be strengthened in order to maintain next-level authority. The resistance you encountered opposed your impending promotion rather than your existing status. Their intelligence services tracked your path and tried to prevent the developmental processes that were necessary for your final mission. Latent capacities set aside for strategic deployment are revealed by the unexpected abilities that emerge under duress. When situations call for answers that go beyond available resources, these dormant gifts come to life. These manifestations reflect the deliberate unsealing of reserve capacity in accordance with divine chronology rather than haphazard stress reactions. Every acquired skill directly relates to future tasks that need for more expansive operating boundaries. A major realignment of spiritual areas related to your mission is reflected in the cosmic turmoil around your growth. As your growing power overrides their fraudulent claims, established hierarchies become unstable. These institutions' seeming disarray is a sign of transition rather than devastation, a necessary restructuring that comes before new leadership. Your unwavering assertion lays the foundation for the establishment of divine rule in these areas. Beyond personal enlightenment, the revelation that is consuming your thoughts has transforming power. This information was given for the purpose of systematically reforming the environments that you have an influence over, not just for personal enlightenment. As you express these revelations, the ideas that are downloading into your consciousness have architectural qualities. They physically reorganize reality in accordance with divine order. Physical conditions coincide with timeless blueprints that were previously hidden by limited awareness. The opposition's desperate escalation shows that they realize they are going to lose. Your dormant capacities have been irrevocably activated, according to their intelligence reports. Their strategic studies predict total displacement after your authority is fully expressed. They have accurately assessed the existential threat your appearance poses to their operational systems, as evidenced by their desperate countermeasures. Your progress indicates that principalities that now control allotted territory are about to go extinct. The brief setbacks that impede your progress serve a strategic function in the advancement of the campaign as a whole. These deliberate delays provide the necessary room for supporting resources to arrive at their ideal location. You become frustrated during these waiting intervals because you are aware of momentum but do not comprehend the bigger strategic timing. These short-term holding patterns avoid engaging too soon before a full-scale win is achieved. Whether they come in the form of connections, assets, insights, or regenerated energy, the reinforcements entering your experience are an example of divine intelligence reacting to events on the battlefield. Instead of being excluded due to monitoring or restriction, these measures were carefully placed at the right times to guarantee maximum efficacy. Their arrival time closely correlates with adversary vulnerability rather than individual preparedness. Your spirit contains sophisticated navigational technology that powers the internal compass that guides your decisions. This guidance system calculates the best paths toward divine goals by processing variables that are not visible to the human eye. Even if certain decisions defy rational evaluation, the calm that accompanies them suggests that they are in accordance with this inner guiding rather than personal preference. Have faith in this system of divine positioning, particularly when the general consensus points in a different direction. The opponent is terrified of you. Your very existence throws off systems that depend on fear to function properly. Control mechanisms that rely on conformity to maintain power are dismantled by your genuine expression. Hierarchies created by manipulating perception are in danger once your consciousness awakens. Your innovative application offers answers to acknowledged constraints. Your consistent progress shows that there is potential beyond fabricated obstacles. Your unorthodox techniques render standard protocols invalid. Scarcity economics is in conflict with your supernatural providing.